Shemel Shai. Yahweh Shemel Shai.
So special.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh.
And whatsoever you shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If you shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. If ye love me, keep my commandments.
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kudash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Alright, just wanted to go into this lesson, alright, exhortation, dealing with deliverance, alright, of you and your household. Okay, and we understand, alright, with the evil times that we're in, of course, everybody, hopes to be delivered, but you also pray for your loved ones, you pray for your family members, that the Lord have mercy on them as well. Let's lock here. Okay, and that, they be delivered as well, and they don't get caught up, in these tribulations and these, this chaos and the death that's coming. Okay, but hey, understanding that is all, in the hands of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and that's why I have this precept starting here. I was watching a video that the elder brother Amawang Gabar had done, I believe yesterday or the day before, and he was saying how a brother had put on a comment one of his videos that that brother's I think he said his ex-wife had taken the jab. And so, Amawang Gabar was making a point on that as to how we cannot get dismayed, alright, or discomforted because, certain of our loved ones might break, certain of our loved ones might end up, not staying strong. They might end up getting destroyed. Okay, and you can't let that, alright, get in your way of salvation. Now, since I mentioned that, I'll start off with that precept. Okay, let's see. This is the book of Philippians chapter 2 verse 12. It says, "Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling." Okay, now does this mean that you just forget about everybody else and you're just a solo player and that's you're the only one that matters? No. But it means when it comes down to it, you got to understand that your diligence, whether it's depending on what your lot is, your diligence is for your salvation. The next man can't benefit or gain salvation based on what you do, in the sense of you can't work for the next man or the next woman, all right, or the next friend. That's all in the hands of the Lord. Now, there's a lot of us where you may have a loved one that might not believe in the truth like you do. You have different levels of that. Some that just don't even know, about it. Some that are and some that are just, out there. Okay, and you pray for them. Okay, but as it says here in Romans chapter 9 verse 15, "For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion." Okay, so the Lord is the one who's going to decide who he wants to have mercy on. See, we don't know, as we always say, we don't know who the elect is, specifically. All right, and that the scripture, Yahweh Shai said the harlots go into the kingdom before some of these wicked so-called Israelites who call themselves Israelites. All right. Okay, as he called them, the wicked scribes and Pharisees, open sepulchres. Okay, so you're gonna have certain people that might not look it. You may look at them now and say, well, this person looks like they're done. They're a goner for sure. And in the last days, the Lord might have mercy on them and have them believe at the very end, through the fear, okay, and or by seeing the Lord deliver you, and the Lord might deliver them. Okay, they might believe in the last end and he might deliver them. Okay, they might just need that little bit more persuasion all right, via the things that are going to be happening on the earth, and they'll believe, because it's gonna get so bad. You know, the Lord might have them humble down and just do whatever you say, you know, and through that they might gain salvation. Okay, but also understanding that, you know, you got to do your part, you know, and maybe the Lord, hey, there's a chance the Lord will be pleased with what you do, and he just might have mercy on your loved ones for your sake as well, you know. Now, ultimately, everything is preordained. The Lord has already set everything up from the foundation of the earth, you know. But the Lord could say, hey, because I'm so pleased with your work, I'm gonna save your mom, or I'm gonna save your wife or your son, you know, for your sake, you know, because it'll make you happy. I'll save them as a reward for you, you know, given they're not, you know, some wild ass demon. Because check it out. When you're in the truth, as the scriptures say, what righteousness or what fellowship hath righteousness with you know, wickedness, right? Be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. When you have that zealous spirit, when you're in the truth, you don't, you know, really want to cling to people that are, you know, straight up opposite from you. You know, now there's certain people, you might have certain friends that are not in the truth, but they're decent. They're decent to be around. You know, they're chill. And then you have those straight demons who are just straight up, I mean, just demons. You don't even want to be around them. They're consumed by the world, right? Now, people like that, you don't look at them and want to, like, you know, damn, I really want you to be delivered, because you get vexed seeing the way they live their life. But then you have those others who you might, you know, look at them and say, well, they might not believe in the truth, you know, but, you know, they're cool. You know, you might have your sister or your brother, you know, your cousin, you know, he's chill. You know, he doesn't go out there and do all those wild ass worldly wicked things, you know, but he's not out there on the highways and byways. He's not into the truth, you know, like you are. He probably doesn't even, you know about it. Okay. Somebody like that, the Lord could say, hey, look, if it'll please you, you know, for him or her to be delivered with you, based on maybe how hard you're working, your work pleased me so much that I'm gonna deliver your cousin with you, you know, because they weren't really a demon out there and I just had mercy on them, which would mean that they were chosen from the foundation of the earth and it just played out this way. But the Lord can do that. Okay. So understanding that, you know, you also got to work hard, you know, so that you know, the Lord, there's a chance the Lord can have mercy on your loved ones, you know, for you working hard, you know. Okay, because this is the book of Revelation chapter 7. Now we know when in the first few verses it goes into the elect, the 144,000, 12,000 out of each tribe getting delivered. But in verse 9 it goes into the innumerable multitude, keyword innumerable. So though in terms of the world population it's a remnant, in terms of this, looking at it, it's so much that you can't even number. And this is in addition, all right, to the 144,000. Okay, so the Lord might look at you and say, yo, you're working so hard and you're constantly praying, you know, for this person. I might have mercy on them because of your hard work, because of your belief and your zeal and the sacrifices you've made for me. I might have mercy on them, and who knows, they might just be a part of that innumerable multitude. Okay, so this is Revelation 7 and 9. It says, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. Now, we've gone over this time and time and time again. The reason it mentions of all nations and kindreds and peoples and tongues, it isn't referring on to heathens or other nations, but it's because we were scattered, all right, into all nations and kindreds and peoples and tongues. So when we get delivered, you're going to have Israelites get delivered out of all these different nations. Okay, so those that you see getting delivered that might look like other nations are not heathens. They're Israelites that were living there, you know, but they believed and the Lord had mercy on them. Okay, verse 10, and cried with a loud voice, saying, salvation to our God which sitteth upon the throne and onto the Lamb. Because you got to be realistic. Not every member of the elect is going to be what you picture to be the perfect Israelite. You know, there's variations, you know, but there's going to be something within their spirit that the Lord finds, you know, mercy, worthy of mercy, you know, to where he delivers them. So you may see somebody and you may just not think anything of them, but the Lord might look at them and say, later on in, you know, in the latter days, I'll clean you up and deliver you. Okay. So going on, this is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 16. It says, take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. All right. And this is why it's important to have the correct doctrine. All right. Which is the doctrine that is taught starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down. So it says, continue in them. Okay. Continue in them. And what is that? To stay diligent and push prophecy, man. Push the truth. It says, for in doing this, in continuing in the doctrine, in the truth, being diligent, in doing this, thou shalt save, or thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. Okay? Let me see if maybe they'll give us something for the word here. Aku. All right. It says here, to be endowed with the faculty of hearing, to attend to consider what is or has been said. Okay? To consider what is or has been said, to give ear to a teaching or a teacher. Okay? So that's going to be on many levels. There may be somebody who you may tell, you know, and they might not reject it, you know, they might listen, you know, but they might not jump 100% onto it, but they might not reject it. And the Lord can just save that seed that you planted into their mind, and at the right time, he may water it and let it grow. You know, and you may, you know, save yourself and them that hear thee. You know? All right, that goes for family members and loved ones and friends as well. Because as a prophet, there's a certain company you'll keep. You know, not all your friends are going to be prophets. Okay, but there's a certain company you'll keep. You know, an example, Noah. You know, Noah, his 3 sons and their wives weren't doing it. Lord ain't look at their wives. Oh, well, because your wives, their names aren't even mentioned. You know, it mentions the wives. You know, so or she's so righteous that it has to be specifically that woman. No, but for Noah's sake, when the angels came to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, they told Lot, not just Lot, but him and his family. They say, yo, get out of here. You know, so there's instances where the Lord has mercy on an individual, but their household also because of that particular individual. Another precept for that is first Acts chapter 16, verse 31. Earlier I started verse 29. It says, then he called for a light and sprang in and came trembling and fell down before Paul and Silas. You can read a couple verses above to get the full context. It says, and brought them out and said, sirs, what must I do to be saved? And they said, Paul and Silas said unto the centurion, all right, which I believe it was this prison keeper. Okay, the prison keeper. It says, and they said, believe on the Lord Yahushua Hamashiach, and thou shalt be saved and thy house. Okay, thou shalt be saved and thy house. You know, so he said, hey, you believe on the Lord, all right, you gonna be saved and your household. Now this ain't gonna be for every bird. That's not gonna be everybody's case. But that, hey, the Lord can have it to where that could be your case. You know, that could be, that's going to happen for certain people. You know, them and their family or their house will get saved because of them. You know, so lastly, I have this here. This is an example. This is the book of 1 Corinthians 7, all right, and 12. Now it says here, but to the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brother hath a wife that believeth not. Now this is Paul, like he said, he's speaking. This isn't, you know, commandments of the Lord, but this is Paul speaking now. Paul was speaking through the Spirit, because Paul wasn't gonna say something that is gonna be contradictory to what Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai wants. Okay, because then he wouldn't, be speaking the words of the Lord. But it says, if any brother hath a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. So you may have a wife who may not, you may have a wife and she may not be an Israelite. And what I mean by that is not that she's a heathen, but she may not believe, what you believe. She may not believe in there, a head wrap and all that stuff. But you may be happy to be with her. She may be happy to be with you. She doesn't give you hell. Decent, modest woman. Okay, it says don't put her away. So don't say, well, because you don't believe every exact thing that I believe, I'm going to put you away. Okay, and Paul's going to explain why. Verse 13, and the woman which hath an husband that believeth not. So vice versa, if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. Because if you got a wife that doesn't believe, you wouldn't be pleased to dwell with her if she's giving you hell. See, there's levels of it, right? You may have somebody that doesn't believe, but I mean, they take it to another level. They don't believe, but they're a demon about it. Like they're constantly trying to, either get you out the truth or contradict you or trying to make your life a living hell for believing. You wouldn't want to dwell with somebody like that. That's why it says, if she be pleased to dwell with him. So if you guys are happy to be with each other, then she must not vex you, or he must not vex you. He may be, okay, you get along with him, everything is cool, So Paul says here, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. Okay, now if you notice that the terminology in verse 12 and 13, when dealing with the man and the wife, it says put her away. When dealing with the woman and the man, it says leave him, because the woman cannot put her man away. Okay. Verse 14, for the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. Okay, so you believing, all right, and your wife might not believe, okay, but the Lord might have mercy on her and deliver her with you, so that she could bear your children, okay, and then you could bring forth, seed, because seed in the kingdom, because at the end of the day, if they're of the elect, or if the Lord wills it, all right, which means that they would be of the elect, all it does is boom, that's it, oh, maybe the Lord had it to where all they got to do is see a chariot, a live chariot, pull up, all they got to do is see, you may have told them, every now, hey, the chip, you may have told them about martial law or something, and all it takes is for them to actually see it in full effect, and they'll they'll throw away whatever they thought, Christianity, whatever it may be, and just be like, look, I'm gonna just listen to you, whatever you say, I'm gonna do it, and they'll just cling on to you and follow you, and the Lord might have mercy on them, okay? But you gotta do your part, as a hopeful elect, you got to do your part. You got to give your diligence, if you even, want a chance at that, because here it is, you thinking about all this, that, and the third, and you don't even make it, so you don't want to end up like that. Okay, you want to give all diligence, as Paul said, okay, and I'll close it out with this. This is the book of Romans chapter 12 verse 11, being that this is the Lord's business. All right, you want to, like it says, not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord. If you're in the Lord's business and you're constantly bringing him that money, going above and beyond, what are you going to get? You're going to get a promotion. All right, you're going to get maybe a bonus on your check. If you need a special day off, little things like that, your boss is he's going to be happy to do it for you. Because he knows you're constantly giving it your all. You're not slothful, but you're fervent in spirit, in serving him. All right. And so he could give you bonuses in that example that I gave. All right. But I'm going to end it here. Just want to give that exhortation. All right. To continue in the faith, continue steadfastly. All right. And be not weary in well doing. Okay. Because what we're about to reap All right, the benefits we're about to get is worth every single second of suffering or vexation we may go through. All right, so stay strong, stay in the spirit, continue to grow. All right, and pray that the Lord have mercy on you and your household. Okay, so with that, I hope you were edified. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rucha Kudash. Until next time, Shalom.